Hey guys, so today I want to share with you an article that is very interesting from the Kasplex developers. So the guys who are going to help bring KAS to the next level and allow for an ecosystem to be built on top of it. And they wrote an article just describing some of the developments in that area. And rather than kind of go and share some of the elements of it with you, I just thought it'd be good to do a read through of it with you guys, so you can see for yourself what they're saying. So let's get into it and look at that now. So yeah, the name of this article was Blockchain Data Inscriptions and Their Diverse Ecosystem. Again, I'm not the most technical person in the world, so a lot of this stuff is going to be over my head, but I'll try and draw whatever insights I can from reading through it. I'm sure some of you guys in the description, in the comments of this video, can add your thoughts too. But they begin, so the two authors of these guys, and if I remember, I'll leave a link to this article down in the comments of this video or the description of this video as well. The two authors are the two guys that are leading the Kasplex project, and you can give them a follow on X, and it's interesting to see what they're doing there. So they begin by saying, inscriptions and fair launch mechanisms have allowed us to witness many possibilities of the Bitcoin ecology and demonstrated the effective on-chain application method of data inscription. This can even be traced back to the colored coins and Omni protocol from 10 years ago. However, the network is currently grappling with significant challenges. Gas fees, hundreds of times higher, are severely impeding the normal circulation of assets. The surge in Dust UTXO, the centralized transaction market, and the risk of losing inscription assets due to slight operational errors are all part of the expensive and slow-moving landscape unique to the current Bitcoin ecology, highlighting the urgent need for improvements. Okay, so again, as not the most technical person, a lot of that's going over my head, I'm not going to lie, but as a person who does understand just from the unique factors of KAS and unique factors of investment, basically what they're getting at here is the fact that Bitcoin is a great invention, but it's got all the weaknesses, a lot of weaknesses that we're aware of, and a lot of under the hood weaknesses that the likes of me aren't even aware of. And basically the goal, that KAS has already fixed those issues, and then the goal of KAS in general is to further fix those issues that Bitcoin has faced in the past, and Ethereum faced, and every other cryptocurrency in the past has faced. And so reading on, they say, but do we have to return to the framework of smart contracts? The answer is no. This is not a multi-choice question. From the perspective of various on-chain application scenarios for assets, a more accurate view is that they will have a complementary paradigm relationship. The Turing completeness of smart contracts has become the soil for unlimited innovation, and it is the primary driving force for promoting the development of on-chain ecology. On the other hand, data inscription and its various protocols constitute a solidified form with various specific applications, such as inserting data into on-chain transaction data or UTXOs and then parsing it by rules. This is undoubtedly safer and more energy efficient. So, again, as not the most technical person, and if I misunderstand this, you guys in comments can point it out, but they're not actually going to use the framework of typical smart contracts. They're instead going to use this other approach of data inscriptions that they're referring to. So then they go on to say that what's importantly about that is that it's a safer and more energy efficient approach. So they go on to say then that the blockchain ecosystem is still in the early stages of development. Still, many proven and vibrant application protocols can already be implemented through the mechanism of data inscription and operate at high speeds. However, some of them are quite complex, such as fair launch tokens, such as KRC-20, token issuance with entities such as ERC-20, non-fungible tokens such as KRC-721, on-chain games and their loyalty systems, decentralized exchanges and cross-chain bridges, and decentralized finance and others. As a foundation, we need a modernized UTXO highway that must be fully decentralized, for which it needs to challenge several highly difficult goals based on pure proof-of-work consensus and loyal ASIC miners, global solo mining achievable at ultra-high blocks per second, full nodes with hardware that can run long-term at a cost of only $100 through pruning mechanisms and a transaction throughput of at least 3,000 transactions per second. So they're basically talking about KAS again, and why KAS is the best network to develop on, and how they want to further develop KAS with Kasplex. So then they said Kaspa has already achieved this. So they mean, all above of what we said here. Just imagine what exciting chemical reaction the inscription paradigm and Kaspa could produce. Imagine the future ecology is always infinitely wonderful. Still before that, we must go through the tedious and dull engineering proofs and implementations, which is especially important in an environment filled with many seeking short-term interests. So what they're saying there is they're obviously developing Kasplex on top of the Kaspa platform, but they're obviously going through testing phases, doing everything correctly and making sure that this actually works and is actually a tool that can be used in the world and solve real world problems, rather than, as I said, the environment filled with many seeking short-term interests where, people are looking to profit off projects, where people are looking to release meme coins, where people are looking to manipulate markets and things like that. So then they said that first we need a complete set of new ecological protocols which should unify the data standards of all kinds of assets, not just the deployment of tokens from fair issuance, but also non-fungible tokens and token issuance nodes with entities, the latter of which provides possibilities for implementing stablecoins or real-world assets. So they're basically saying that they need to find data standards to create all the types of assets and tokenize them on a blockchain, or this block DAG, in a way that is unified and makes sense and that works. That's my best way of describing what they're saying there. As I said, I partially understand everything that they're saying, but I think that's quite a simple sentence. Is that they're just working on developing ways of tokenizing everything on the Kaspa blockchain. Secondly, we should allow these assets to truly achieve decentralization when circulating, whether in token markets or exchanges. These are complex, but fortunately, key parts of past basic proofs and will be implemented in the protocols. So again, they're just talking about, even though the Kaspa network is decentralized, it's making sure that assets on the network are also decentralized. Or that's my best understanding of what they're referring to. So all data will be inscribed on-chain, which is a prerequisite for a decentralized system. From a technical perspective, there are usually several ways to inscribe data into UXOs. And my understanding is that some blockchains, when there is projects built on top of it and tokens released on it, those tokens and projects aren't actually inscribed onto the blockchain or the block DAG or whatever way you want to describe it. They aren't truly, those actual projects and applications, they aren't truly decentralized. That's my best understanding of it. I think that's something that they're referring to here. So then they're just talking about points that are kind of irrelevant to me reading here. Regardless of which method the protocol eventually adopts, it should not bloat the UTXOs and burden full nodes with more expensive hardware. Otherwise, it'll be doomed to fail. Here we see the advanced features of Kaspa resolving bloating issues. So again, they're trying to not over bloat or overburden the platform with way more expensive hardware. And what they're saying is because KAS is so efficient, Kaspa network is so efficient that it's not going to create overly bloated ecosystem. So then there's the features of Kaspa that resolve these bloating issues are the node pruning mechanism, which perfectly avoids the sedimentation of redundant data, high-speed transfers and low fees, Wallace can merge UTXOs anytime, additional fee model governance for specific high-frequency operations, and then the PSKT provides secure and decentralized asset trading, so atomic swaps. Protocol-related data is parsed from on-chain data by indexers, which are open source, easy to deploy, and can be run by individuals or service providers. This is too technical for me right now, but something that I'll look into and try and understand the more I can understand this. But it sounds good. This realizes a basic consensus that anyone can independently verify the authenticity of all data. In addition, indexers will also provide a series of APIs that wallets and browsers can call. On-chain asset queries, including token status and address balances, generation of transaction and data such as deployment or minting, on-chain order information, token market or liquidity status, system status, information related to node and indexers. They're, basically what they're talking about is all the fundamentals of building out an ecosystem on top of the Kaspa network and what they're going to be doing with Kasplex in general. We must carefully implement all of this in stages, but the good news is that this may not take too long. So, when they say not to take too long, they seem to be talking about a lot of this being released in June and already been in the beta testing stage. So, this stuff should be coming about over the next year. So it's really exciting and bullish times for Kaspa. Finally, as a closing remark, the cornerstone of the ecology is the diversity of assets and their unimpeded circulation. And that's again just talking about basically decentralization, security, and scalability is really, really what they're saying, and just attracting more and more projects to the KAS network. And as we know, the more projects that are attracted to a network, the more it grows. And there's probably going to be a lot of projects that are built on top of Ethereum, that are built on top of Solana, and all these other blockchains that are going to start looking at KAS and realizing that this crypto network has finally solved all the issues that all the networks that they're working with were trying to solve. And these are all crypto purists, and they're going to just, most likely, a lot of them are going to want to move their projects over to the KAS network, which is going to, for, the price and value of KAS is going to be a big deal. So guys, that was my read through. Please drop any comments on any thoughts that you have about this, because as you can see, I'm not super technical. I'm still, Cubic is where I have a really good understanding. I'm still not super technical, but I'd say I've, some of the best understandings of Cubic of anyone out there. But KAS, I'm still learning. I'm still developing my thoughts on it and still learning about it every day. So I appreciate any thoughts or any insights that you guys can give me as well. And that's all I have for you today, guys. I will see you all on the outside.